Hey, at what point in the game did you realize this might be a special day for you?
Um, when we won. That's probably when I figured it out. Obviously felt hot, felt good going into the game. I felt the momentum from the team, and just seeing a couple shots go in, and they just telling me they can't guard you, be aggressive. But my team always gives me that confidence, so I felt good from the start. But really, when we got the win, that's when I was like, oh,
Were you aware you were chasing a single game record? Buzz said afterward that he didn't know until after the game. Were you made aware after the game or anything
I
during the game?
knew, but I wasn't chasing it. I knew I could have. They would have let me take every shot,
Yeah.
but obviously they was being physical, they was being aggressive, it was getting chippy, and I just think it was smarter for me to just not do that. I mean, if I made, 2 free throws, it'd have been different, so I gotta make my free throws.
Elijah, when you see Diggy cooking like that, just what do you guys as teammates do? Are you trying to give him the ball more? Kind of how you playing along with him?
Yeah, get him the ball. Go screen for him. But yeah, it's just I would say it's a testament to his hard work. Like seeing Diggy in the gym every day, after practice, before practice, I feel like he definitely gets the most shots up on the team, but probably just as much or more than anyone I've ever played with.
Hey, Diggy, I remember we talked before the season about what it would mean to make plays in front of this Terps crowd. I know you had a 41-point game earlier in the year, but to do it in a Big Ten game, first Big Ten win for Maryland this season, how did it feel, just the energy as you were scoring those buckets towards the end and when you walked off the court and got the reception that you did?
It feels great, we appreciate the fans. I would say, like, when you're in the midst of the game, you're not even thinking about the fans so much, you just thinking about the guys you're going to war with and that you're fighting for. So that felt great. I mean, the whole night felt great, getting a win, being able to make some shots, which we've been struggling to do. So everything felt good. So just try to stay humble, though.
Hey, Elijah, Diggy, what's up, guys? Congrats on the win. You guys are two of the better three-point shooters on this team, percentage-wise. I think Elijah actually came in with a little higher percentage. Diggy, do you guys ever talk about this or compete, practice about who's the best three-point shooter on the squad?
No. I feel like for myself at least, I try to just shoot open shots. I feel like that's why I shoot a high percentage right now. Just try to shoot when I'm open. Diggy is Diggy, so it's probably a little different. His shot selection is a little different than mine.
Elijah, what was the defensive approach? You guys held them to one basket over the last 13 minutes of the first half. What was the approach? What was the execution?
I would say our approach was just to be the best we can be. We weren't really too worried about the opponent going into the game. A lot of the stuff that we have to do is just focusing on ourselves. In order to beat someone else, we have to not beat ourselves first. So I feel like we did that tonight, and that's why we went on that scoring.
And Diggy, you guys have been making strides the last couple of games, but haven't seen the results. What does it mean to have a Big Ten win in your bucket?
Obviously, it feels great, I would say. I've been focused on my spiritual life with my girlfriend, my best friend over there, best friends over there. So not trying to be result-oriented, trying to focus on the process. And we all been saying that in prayer. E leads a lot of prayers for us and just trying to focus on, obviously we want to win, but we got to focus on how not to lose and how to put ourselves in best position to get what we want. So it obviously feels great to win, but more focused on the process.
Elijah, Diggy, congrats on the win. Elijah, something that Buzz has talked about in some of these post-game press conferences recently is when you and Solo try to get into a foul trouble like later in the game, trying to find methods to try and either prevent that until much later in the game. Obviously tonight with the foul out with a couple minutes remaining, what are some things you think or some approaches you think you might take to try and not get into that position?
Yeah, I'm not trying to foul. Sometimes I feel like you're just playing hard and trying to make the right plays, and it just happens. So trying to be more intentional with my body awareness and knowing when I have one not to get two, and knowing when I have two not to get three or four. So just being more aware in the game.
Elijah, you guys went a little over a month without a conference win. Getting that today, does that relieve a little bit of a pressure off your guys' back to have that now?
No. Right now we're second to worst in the league. So there's nothing really to celebrate when you're 1-6. So I would just say, like Diggy said, keep focusing on the process and keep trying to improve, because just because we won by 20, now we're about to play 2 ranked teams. So, it's a tough league, and we got to keep our head down and keep working.
And then not going into the locker room at halftime, had you ever done that before here with Buzz? Was like kind of what went into that and what were your thoughts?
A lot of stuff I've never done before I came to play for Buzz. It's just something that I've never been around a person who's so intentional with the fine details. And Buzz is always looking for ways to try to improve. So did it help us? Did it hurt us? I don't really know, but it was definitely something different.
Diggy, I know you mentioned not wanting to chase the record, but on that last possession, I think it was Darius dribbling the ball, everyone on the bench sort of pointing at you, and you waved him off. Can you sort of just take me through your thought process there and maybe the emotions of the day as a whole?
I think, like I said, focusing on process. A lot of times when you miss a lot of shots, you are hesitant to take the next one because you don't want to seem selfish. It's the same thing in reverse. When you're making all the shots, I don't want to make everything about me. And I feel like we got to win, and that's the most important, and we are winning. So I don't want it to be like, oh, it's my night, it's about me. Nah, it's about us. So that was really my mindset. I'm trying to treat everything the same. If I was 0 for 15, treat it. If I'm 14 for 23, treat it all the same. That's what I'm trying to do. So that's where that was coming from.
Thank you.